pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with
liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. We do have a couple of district announcements. Congratulations to Troy High students Kiara McKay, Anna Mergill, and Shante Parker, who received the University of Albany's 33rd Annual Multicultural High School Scholars Award. This award recognizes upstate New York high school students for their distinguished academic performance and school and community involvement. All three have received a waiver to apply at U of Albany for free. Congratulations to those. Congressman Paul Tonko will visit Troy Middle School on Thursday, November 5th, where he will donate 28 books from the Library of Congress, so that's pretty exciting. And I do believe Mr. Carmelo would like to share some information on our remote day yesterday.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a quick update and can write some things in the prior report if we get additional information. But so yesterday the whole district had a full remote day. One of the reasons was it was election day and a couple of our buildings are polling sites, and so to keep consistent with our visitors policy, we didn't want multitude of voters coming in and out while students and staff were in the buildings. But it was also important for us, and we had been talking about for several weeks, practicing going full remote, working and teaching and learning in a full remote setting. So looking at districts all around the area and how many of them, just got an email today from one of my colleagues that they're closing their high school for a week. So it just seems to be happening on a daily basis that districts are closing buildings or entire districts for days or weeks at a time. So we've done a really great job so far, and I'm knock on wood every time I say it, and haven't had to deal with that, but we wanted to make sure that we practiced it one time, and we thought Election Day was a great day to do that. So yesterday was full remote for the entire district, and the feedback we have gotten so far has been really, really great. Erin Shevers, our Director of Technology, put a survey out to all the staff, and as of this afternoon when I was reading them, almost 200 staff members had replied, and it was all really positive. There were some constructive things that they said having only one device when in school they have 2 or 3 to work off of was a little bit difficult, but they worked through it. And but again, 90% of the ones I was reading were all very positive, how things went really well. The students were logged on and attentive, and the technology worked out well. So we'll use it to fix some of the things that did come up, and that's why we did it. But it really turned out to be a very, very good day. I'll be sending a letter home tomorrow, kind of just thanking people for yesterday, telling families that they can contact their child's school if they have feedback or questions or concerns about what happened yesterday or things we could learn from. And also reminding them it's getting to that time where families, remember, the remote families have committed through the end of January. And so it's about that time for them to start making that decision. We need enough time to plan, just like we did in the summer. So sometime in the letter tomorrow, we'll explain that mid-November, I think it's November 16th, we'll send out a new form, and if anybody wants to change, we'll fill out the form and can change from remote to in-person or in-person to remote. We're getting them both ways. More of them are going from remote to in-person. The caveat, which is again in the letter tomorrow, will also be in the survey, is the rules and protocols from the Department of Health are still the same. So if we get, depending on the number of students or families that we get that now opt for in-person, we'll be in the same boat we were in July and August, where we may have to modify our model and our plan. So that'll all play out. The surveys, the answers are going to be due by December 1st, which will give us time in December and then over a holiday break to make those plans and figure out how best to do it. But, it was a good day yesterday. good to know that we can do it if we need to, and we'll keep holding out hope that our protocols and procedures that are in place will make it so we don't ever need to, but just in case we do, I think we're ready. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Teresa, do we have any input?
No, there was no.
Okay, so there's no public input. Next, we have the 2019-2020 audit discussion. And Mr. Hoteling, if you wouldn't mind introducing our audit firm and our auditors. And
Sure, thank you. Earlier this evening, the audit committee met with a presentation from Cusack & Company, and our auditors here tonight are John Tadalowski and Jim Cusack. They went over in more detail at the audit committee meeting the 70-some-odd page audit report, and then they're here to discuss briefly to the full board, hit the highlights as it's on the agenda to be accepted tonight. So with that, I'll turn it over to John or Jim, whoever wants to begin.
This is Jim, and I'll begin. First of all, as I did at the start of the audit committee, I just want to thank Adam and Stan, but also all the district personnel that were actively involved in this year's audit. It was a challenging situation with COVID. They provided us safe access to the district's records. We had no limitations, and so I just wanted to first thank their participation and their help in this audit. Adam just mentioned we met with the audit committee and we reviewed a lot of details with them. So I thought tonight for the boards, I would just limit it to just an overview summary of the audit. The 78-page document you have in front of you, I'm pleased to report that in every area we've issued unmodified opinions, and that's on your main financial statements, on the federal compliance with your laws and regulations, as well as the extra classroom activity reports, funds. The financial statements have been filed with OSC and SED and the Federal Clearinghouse as required when you're required to have a single audit. We had no findings or significant deficiencies or material weaknesses. The audit went really well. One area I'd like to have the districts that we work with focus on is the first 10 pages, management's discussion and analysis. You know, as Adam mentioned, it's a 78-page document. Half of the document are footnotes describing various balances within your financial statements, various processes, accounting policies. It's a tough read. So, but if you look at the first 10 pages, management's discussion and analysis, the financial information that's in there is really a good snapshot. It shows you how the system, how this district handled this year as compared to last year, as compared to budget. It's really a nice read. And so, again, if you'd like to focus in that area, that's what I would suggest the board members look at. And since we reviewed the financial statements and all our reports, and the audit went very well, I thought maybe I'd be happy, John and I would be happy to answer any questions that you as board members may have. As I said, we went through a lot of the details with the audit committee, and they asked some good questions, and so I just wanted to be able to, I know you got a busy schedule tonight, and I wanted to be able to allow you to have the opportunity to ask us questions if you have any.
anyone have any questions, comments? Okay, gentlemen, we thank you very much. And
All right, thank you.
And look forward to next year's.
Thank you.
All right, have a good evening.
Thank you both. Next, we're going to have the August and September financials with Mrs. Schweizer, please.
Hi, everyone. So August and September were busy, but mostly uneventful in the financial part. The transfers were minimal. The general fund expenditures look a little low, but it's just timing of payments and the booking of TRS last year. When we pull October, they're right on track with prior years. Revenues, we received full September and October aid payments, which was exciting. They are down a little bit in certain things like interest and use of facilities, just because we're not having those. You'll notice in the September special aid. We have not received any revenue there yet. We're looking into that to find out when we should expect to receive revenue. Other than that, all accounts have been reconciled and going into November.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions, comments? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
We'll move to our action items, superintendent recommendations, human resources, staff matters, unclassified, motion for consent agenda items 1 through 9.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Superintendent recommendations programs as listed.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Superintendent recommendation, business finance, motion for consent agenda items 1 through 7.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
The board resolutions, motion to pull number 3.
Second.
No, just 3.
I'm sorry, did I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor of pulling number 3?
Aye.
So we're going to do board resolutions, motion for consent agenda items 1 and 2.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Future meetings, our next meeting will be November 18th, here at the middle school at 6 p.m. December 2nd at 6:30, and December 16th at 6 p.m., both here at the middle school. Does anyone have anything they'd like to add before we adjourn? Why food tonight? Is everybody tired? Mr. Carmelo, we don't feel bad for you. He said he was tired. I said we don't feel bad for you. Okay, if not, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you.